You ever play a game so good it still blows your mind years later? Like, it came out a decade ago, but it somehow looks better than half the stuff released today? Yeah, those games exist, and today we're diving into 10 legendary titles that didn't just age well, they refused to age at all. From jaw-dropping visuals to gameplay that still hits hard, this list is packed. Stick around, because some of these might just change how you see old-school gaming forever. Let's be real, when Assassin's Creed Unity dropped, it was kind of a mess. Bugs everywhere, weird glitches, and frame drops that made people rage quit. But fast forward to now, and this game's having a comeback story. Players are giving it a second shot, and guess what? They're actually loving it. Unity captures something that a lot of newer Assassin's Creed games lost. It's tighter, more focused, and set in a ridiculously detailed version of Paris that honestly still looks stunning. What's wild is how Unity nails the feeling of revolution. The crowded streets, the angry mobs, the chaos, everything feels on edge. You're not just parkouring through Paris, you're slipping through a powder keg ready to explode. The lighting in this game is insane. You walk through those narrow alleys or stand under a golden sunset, and it just hits different. And the city feels alive, not just visually, but in the way everything moves and breathes around you. Yeah, the controls can be a little janky, and the enemy AI isn't exactly genius level, but the core missions are still solid. So, if you're looking for an Assassin's Creed that doesn't drown you in endless side content and giant maps, Unity's where it's at. Let's talk about a game that made roaming through dark alleys feel like pure art. Back in 2015, when Warner Bros. Still knew how to handle a franchise, they dropped what many consider the peak of the Batman series. And yeah, we're talking about Batman Arkham Knight. Even today, this game looks insanely good. Like, you could pause at any random moment and the screen would look like a movie shot. The rain hitting the streets, the neon lights bouncing off puddles, the cape flowing with weight. Every inch of Gotham is dripping with atmosphere. It's not just flashy lighting or sharp textures either. There's a ridiculous amount of detail packed into every corner. Posters peeling off walls, old newspapers fluttering in the wind, hidden graffiti, stuff you'd only notice if you stopped and looked around. And the Batsuit itself is a masterpiece. Not just some generic armor, it has scratches, moving parts, and reacts to light in a way that makes it feel real. And while it doesn't rely on fancy ray tracing tech, it somehow still holds up against modern games visually. But what really makes Arkham Knight stand out, even years later, is the way it uses the Batmobile. Yeah, some folks were split on how much it's used, but come on. It turned the streets of Gotham into your playground, blasting through barricades, solving puzzles, switching between combat mode and high-speed chases. It felt fresh, different, and bold. Batman Arkham Knight is a full-on experience that proves you don't need cutting-edge graphics when you've got killer design, strong art direction, and an eye for immersion. When it comes to post-apocalyptic games, few do it better than Metro Exodus. This game doesn't just show you a ruined world, it makes you feel like you're living in it. The atmosphere is thick, the tension is real, and the attention to detail is wild. You're not just running through tunnels or ruined cities, you're surviving, scavenging, and trying to hold on to a little bit of hope in a world that's completely gone to hell. Even after all these years, Metro Exodus still looks incredible. The lighting is next level, and the reflections are sharp and clean. Every environment, from frozen wastelands to eerie forests, feels handcrafted to pull you in and not let go. And it's not just about looks. The story hits hard too. You're following a group of survivors across a devastated Russia, and every decision feels heavy. And here's the part that still blows my mind about Metro Exodus. The world never stays the same. It's not some static backdrop. It changes with time, weather, and even your actions. You can explore a level during the calm of daylight, then come back at night and find it crawling with enemies or completely transformed by a sandstorm or blizzard. It keeps surprising you, no matter how many times you play. But what makes it stand out is how it mixes survival mechanics with emotional storytelling. It's not just about shooting mutants, it's about the people, the choices, and what it means to survive with your humanity intact.
Train! A fucking train has arrived! Do you fucking copy?
Until Dawn dropped back in 2015. But man, it still holds up like a champ. This game isn't just about jump scares or creepy vibes. It's a masterclass in how to use lighting and shadows to pull you into a story. You're not just watching the horror unfold, you're in it. The facial animations are next level. Characters actually look and feel like real people. The way they move, the way they react, it's crazy realistic even by today's standards. You can tell supermassive games went all in to make every emotion hit hard. And the cool thing is, every choice you make matters. Your decisions shape who lives, who dies, and how the story plays out. It's one of those games that you finish and immediately want to start over just to see what you missed. And the best part? You can already play it on PC with upgraded visuals. So if you missed it back then, or just want to dive back in with all the bells and whistles, now's the perfect time. Hey guys, if you're enjoying this video, do me a favor and drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell. And if you want to go the extra mile, becoming a channel member helps a ton and gives you early access to all future videos. Thanks for the support, and now, back to the video.
We're gonna have to do it better than that, pal.
Acabemos con esto.
Let's go.
Let's be real, if we're talking about third-person action games with that epic, cinematic feel, there's no way we're skipping Uncharted 4. This game didn't just raise the bar back in 2016, it was the bar. It pushed the PlayStation 4 to its absolute limits and delivered a story that felt more like a blockbuster movie than just a game. From the moment you pick up the controller, you're thrown into wild chase scenes, collapsing buildings, insane gunfights, all while still getting hit with emotional moments that actually land. And let's not forget the visuals. Uncharted 4 still looks ridiculous even today. The lighting, the animations, the tiny environmental details, everything feels handcrafted. Beyond the action and visuals, what really sticks with you in Uncharted 4 is the authenticity. The way characters talk over each other mid-conversation, the casual jokes during missions, even the way Nate reacts to the world around him, it's all so grounded. But the real magic? It's the way the game balances chaos and calm. One second you're hanging off a cliff during a shootout, and the next you're quietly exploring ancient ruins with your brother. And now that it's playable on PC, the textures and frame rate go even harder. Uncharted 4 proves that great storytelling, solid gameplay, and stunning visuals don't age, they just get better with time.
All right, everyone, false alarm, but keep an eye out.
Let's go.
Back in 2014, a game dropped that still hits harder than most superhero games today. We're talking about infamous Second Son. Whether you played it like a saint or went full-blown villain, this game gave you the freedom to let chaos loose however you wanted. Want to take down corrupt government forces? Go for it. Want to zip through the city like a lightning bolt? Totally possible. Every power you unlock feels different, powerful, and just plain fun to mess around with. A big reason it still holds up today is the karma system. Your choices actually matter, not just for the story, but for how your powers evolve. Go full hero, and your abilities become more precise and crowd-friendly. lean into the villain role, and things get way more explosive and chaotic. It's a simple mechanic, but it adds real replay value, and honestly, that kind of meaningful progression is something a lot of modern games still don't get right. And let's not forget how damn good it still looks. The neon effects, the city lights, the particle effects when you unleash a special move, everything pops, even now. It's the kind of game that throws you into a world full of emotion. On one minute you're laughing, the next you're throwing down in intense battles, and somehow you care about the people around you too. Infamous Second Son didn't just ride the superhero trend, it set a new standard. God of War dropped late in the PS4's lifecycle. But it didn't just push the console's limits, it redefined what players expected from action-adventure games. This wasn't just another sequel, it was a complete reinvention. From the first swing of the axe to the final moment, the game oozes polish. The entire journey plays out like one continuous shot. No camera cuts, no loading screens, just pure immersion. Whether you're exploring ancient realms or battling monsters twice your size, everything feels smooth and cinematic. But here's something that really sets it apart. There's no traditional HUD cluttering your screen. The game strips away all the usual distractions to keep you locked into the world. You're not staring at meters or icons, you're watching every movement, every hit, and every reaction. And Kratos? His design is insane. Every scar, every grimace, every slow, heavy breath, it's all loaded with emotion. Even today, God of War still looks and plays like a next-gen experience. If you've played the PC version, you already know how clean and crisp it feels. But even on the original PS4, it still holds up like a beast. When people talk about the most beautiful shooters ever made, they usually skip over Battlefield 1, and honestly, that's a shame. This game drops you straight into the chaos of World War I, and it does it with such insane attention to detail that it's hard not to stop and just look around, even while bullets are flying past your head. The destruction is on another level. Buildings crumble, glass shatters, and debris is everywhere. And yet, it's all so beautifully done. The lighting, the mud, the smoke, everything feels raw, gritty, and real. It captures the horror of war, but somehow turns it into this hauntingly gorgeous experience. Sure, not every multiplayer map hits perfectly when it comes to balance, but visually, they're masterpieces. Each one looks like a painting torn straight out of a war journal. And even though this came out back in 2016, it still holds up today better than some modern titles. What's wild is how the game blends chaos with cinematic storytelling in multiplayer. One minute you're charging through trenches, the next you're watching a Zeppelin crash in flames right in front of you, and it doesn't feel scripted. It just happens. Those dynamic moments never get old. Even now, jumping back in feels fresh because no two matches ever play out the same way. If Battlefield 2042 let you down and you're not in the mood to give it another shot even after all the updates, then Battlefield 1 is the perfect pick to scratch that itch.
We are losing objective apples.
One evil and another. I'd rather not choose at all.
There's a reason people still won't shut up about The Witcher 3, even nearly a decade later. It's not just hype. This game is on another level. From the moment you step into that open world, you can feel the love poured into every single detail. The forests feel alive, the cities feel lived in, and the characters are written with more depth than half the shows on streaming right now. And yeah, the visuals still slap. With the next-gen update, everything looks sharper and more atmospheric. The lighting alone gives the whole game a fresh vibe. with sunsets over Novigrad that still hit harder than most games today. But it's not just about how it looks, it's about how it feels. The world reacts to you, shifts around you, and rewards curiosity. You get lost in it in the best possible way. And let's talk about the combat for a sec, because yeah, it holds up. It's got that perfect mix of strategy and chaos. You can't just mash buttons and hope for the best. You've got to think, use signs, oils, potions, know what you're fighting and how to take it down. It makes every fight feel earned, like you actually hunted that monster, not just ran up and swung your sword around. Plus, the animation still looks slick, and the flow of battle just feels right. It's wild how a game from 2015 still makes newer RPGs look clunky in comparison. Red Dead Redemption 2 isn't just a game you play, it's a world you live in. 6 years later and it still feels like the gold standard for open-world design. Nothing feels rushed, nothing feels lazy. Everything from the dirt roads to the skies above has been handcrafted with insane detail. The way the world reacts to you is still unmatched. Walk into a saloon looking rough and people notice. Hunt an animal, and you don't just grab some loot, you skin it, carry it, stash it. It's slow. It's deliberate, and it makes the whole world feel grounded. Even something as simple as watching the weather roll in can be mesmerizing. That early morning fog, the sound of rain hitting your hat, or the crunch of snow under your boots, it's all still jaw-dropping. This isn't about nostalgia. Red Dead Redemption 2 is a technical beast, and if there's one game that proves how far video games have come and how far ahead some still are, it's this one.
You had your chance.
Crazy how some of these games still go toe-to-toe with modern releases, right? Visuals, gameplay, storytelling, they've all stood the test of time. But now I want to hear from you. Which game on this list do you think aged the best? Or maybe there's one we missed that you think deserves a shout-out. Drop your thoughts in the comments and smash that like button if you had a good time, and don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.